Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I've got Bryan Uvaldo with me. Hey, Bryan.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, and it's great to see you.
It's great to see you too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. All right, introduction. We met at Sherman Film Festival last year, 2025, December 2025, because you directed Playin Around. And by the way, I guess I'm going to say you didn't give yourself producer credit, but it's an indie film, and you give Sebastian Hunt full writing credit, and Mason Kidd full producer credit. But a small indie film, in fact, remind me, was it a student film?
It was my thesis for NYU.
Your thesis for NYU.
Yes.
So clearly you wore a lot of hats.
Yes.
But I got to tell you, slight tangent. There's nothing I respect more than people who don't put their name in the credits. Although maybe you did at the end. But people who hold back on that are the true artists and filmmakers. And when I'm watching screeners as a juror for the film festivals, and I see the person's name like 11 times before we've seen an actor appear, I'm like, I understand why you made the film.
Yep.
And I've yet to see one that was also great.
Yeah, sure. Fair.
So film festival juror whining complete. So you are the credited director, but it's your film.
It's my film, yes.
It's your film, Playin Around. Playin Around, delightful film.
Thank you.
Came to, actually, my notes say, Los Angeles premiere at Sherman Oaks Film Festival.
Yes.
Last December, which was an honor.
Yeah. I was honored to premiere it here in LA.
And I didn't know at the time that you had moved to LA.
Yes.
We thought we pulled a film from New York, and when we met at the gala, I was shocked on the opening night gala, because I think you might have told me that you were local then. I'm like, we thought you flew out for us. Which is fine.
Yeah, no, I just moved out here pretty recently, but yeah, no, it was got to premiere Playin Around here in LA. That was really
nice,
fun.
and see it with some of your local LA friends.
Yes.
Excellent. So we got to premiere it, and then you took home the Filmmakers Award for Outstanding Short Film Action Thriller and Outstanding Originality for Action Thriller. And I will add, just in case people don't know this, but when I say Filmmakers Award, that means those are the awards decided by a jury of your peers. It's an all alumni jury, so it's people who are actually making films, because as you can imagine, our selection jury, we're like older and probably a little too homogenous even, because old people have time to watch screeners. Young people are too busy.
Sure.
But anyway. So
yeah.
So, but those awards were decided by your peers. And Playin Around is a delightful. It's funny because I'm sure it was probably challenging for you to choose genres, because it's action, it's funny, but there's actually some strong human dramatic elements. So, I guess this is me saying, congratulations, you made a human film that, no film. I mean, of course, there's sometimes pure comedy, pure drama, but you're a storyteller. You told a story that has lots of genres, lots of elements to it.
Well, thank you very much. No, it's an honor to receive the awards and to talk about my movie. Yeah, it was so much fun making, and, I'm a big believer in heightened reality, right? Just like, how do we push the limits of like our real world, but still feeling the real human elements of it too? So I'm glad it came across.
Heightened reality is the perfect. Well, I'm glad you have that in your back pocket, because Playin Around is all about heightened reality, and yet it absolutely has a genuine emotional core. That absolutely. Yeah.
What do we do for the people we love? What are the lengths we go to? And Anna will go very, very far.
Anna, for I think we're all that way. I don't think you can tell me what degree of spoiler you'd like to share.
Oh yeah,
I'll let you lead.
Yeah.
But people can watch it right now. And the new laptop is at the door. But I already asked my wife to get the door and sign for it. So I think we're good. And Karina will leave that in. Karina loves leaving stuff like that.
Okay.
So there we go. The doorbell has been rung.
There you go.
Although sometimes these mics are really good. Like even if there's a gardener next door.
You won't.
Yeah. You can't hear yourself.
We'll find out.
We'll play it back. But But it did make me forget where we were. What was I saying? I was about to say YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube.
We don't even have to worry about spoilers because someone could hit pause right now and go to the show notes and click the link to your YouTube because you have shared the film with the world now.
Yes.
Which means I assume you did like a full year on the festival circuit.
Yeah, full year. Yeah. You guys were our last stop, but our LA premiere. We got
Wow, so I feel lucky. I feel
yeah,
very
yeah.
lucky.
It was a nice way to finish off and like go big with it too. It was a great Q&A, great theater experience, just great festival all around. It was so much fun to bring all my friends there too. It was like such an honor. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I mean, honestly, it's just I know it's luck. I know other festivals should have snagged your LA premiere before us. I know you weren't sitting around rubbing your hands together going, I'm going to say no to everyone but Sherman Oaks. But Sherman Oaks was proud to have you.
Yeah, well, proud to have it screened there. So thank you so much.
And people should watch it. So go to the show notes, click the link, watch Playin Around. I guarantee a splendid time will be had by all who watch it. It's certainly also a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a fun one. It was great to watch in theaters, too. Because, in your theater, it was like surround sound and like the music had never sounded better. So that was delightful to hear. I mean, YouTube, it's going to look and sound great, but in a theater, that's what I try to make movies for. It's that theater experience, that audience-pleasing experience.
Right. It is funny. Like, YouTube could mean so many things. It could mean watching the film on someone's phone, which is a heartbreaking situation, but it happens. Or they could have a YouTube app in like a home theater situation.
Yeah.
But like actually, I got the YouTube app on Apple TV in there.
Exactly.
And I got really, I'm a nerdy audiophile, so I got like quality stereo speakers in there at a center channel. So actually, for me, a YouTube screening could be comparable to the theatrical experience.
Yeah.
But we have no idea.
But alas.
No idea. But I can say people should watch Playin Around on the biggest screen they've got available to them on YouTube because it's a great visual. I mean, it's a martial arts film.
It is. Do
you want to watch a martial arts film on your phone?
Exactly. You need to see all our stunt work on the big screen, the biggest screen you can, and enjoy it.
I will add, not many. I love all my podcast guests, but not many get to use the word stunt work.
Yes.
For a short.
Yep.
And you went heavy on the stunts.
Oh yeah. Yes, we did.
You did. But before we get to that, let's jump into your history.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in New York, but I've moved around a lot. So I've moved 13 times, actually. So I was born in New York. I lived around Westchester, Portland Manor. And I actually lived in Brazil for a year, too. So I have family in Brazil. And then I came back to New York. And then, I've been mainly in New York most of my life, but moving around a lot there. And I moved to LA about a year and a half ago now.
A year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Interesting because the moved a lot childhood is an often story for performers too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because every time you get in a new school,
yes,
you got to put on a face, you got to observe and adapt.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, that was actually, so in high school, I had my video teacher, Miss Dombroff. She's the one who really encouraged me to like go forward with my filmmaking. So ever since I was 3 years old, I always said, I'm going to be a movie director. So it's like a talk. I was like, movies. Like my earliest memories is E.T. and Steven Spielberg on a DVD. Like that's like literally my entire life is.
And that's what, because that's actually quite, not everyone realizes that movies have a director.
Yeah.
So you clued into that.
I clued in really early. Like my first memory is of, Spielberg and E.T. And I just remember watching the behind the scenes too. It was like the 20-year anniversary DVD. And I guess my mom probably just let me play like the behind the scenes and I just adored it. And I've been obsessed with movies my entire life. Like that's all I ever like talk about, like surround myself with. But it was really in high school, my video teacher, Miss Dombroff, she's the one who was like, all right, you love all this stuff. You want to make your movies, so make a movie. And she gave me the opportunity to take that class and actually like practice. Like, what does it mean to make a movie? What does it mean to tell a story?
Right. So it wasn't like she saw like a home video you made
No.
and she actually recognized it in you even without an example.
Yes.
Amazing teacher.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Teachers rule.
They're the best.
Good
teachers.
teacher.
Dombroff, she's truly like she's led me so far. Like she's the one who got me into like thinking about like, I remember my first pitch to her was like, make this movie about such and such. And I was like, all right, the camera's going to start. And she's like, camera, no. and, and she walked away and went to another student. I'm like, okay, let me rethink. And then she came back to me and was like, all right, I want to make this movie about this guy who XYZ.
So even without instruction, you knew you needed to shift a story.
Exactly. And she keyed me into that so early on, and she's the one who really like enforced that in me. It's like, what's the story you want to tell? So what? Right? And yeah, no, I credit her so much because she's the one who really like led me down this path. And her class too is where I started editing as well. So I learned Premiere Pro, and I got to really key into like, oh, how do you make a movie practically with a camera, but also how do you edit it together, right? Baby Driver just come out, so that was a big inspiration for me. That was like, yeah.
And how wonderful that a high school had that kind of a room with computers that had Adobe Premiere Pro on it, and access, and so they had cameras too.
Yes, yeah, we had DSLRs, and yeah, no, we made. Oh, I don't remember how many.
Although I
movies
guess
we
you're
made,
young enough, like you had smartphones.
Yeah, yes, I had smartphones in. Yeah, I think middle school. Yeah, middle school.
Yeah. So you had access to video recording.
Yes, yeah, but yeah, no, looking back, like I've always like talked about like I want to make movies, I want to do this. I made like Lego stop motion once, but I was like, that's too much. I was really hard. I was like, no, but yeah, I never properly made movies until high school, and it's because of Miss Domroff. I credit her fully for that.
Huge, wonderful.
Yeah.
But you had it in you. You just thank goodness there was an adult who recognized it.
Yeah.
So you started having so how much fun was that first one?
The first one, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah.
Like I'm not fishing for you're embarrassed by it.
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
mean how much fun was it to like make your first like whether it turned out the way you wanted it or not. I assume because of where you're sitting.
Yeah.
You were just hooked.
Yes, I think it's funny. I think the first one I look at more of fear and embarrassment. It's the second one I look at like, I'm proud of that. That's the one where I was like, I just put aside that like, I acknowledge I was terrified to make it. I was like, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to have a camera in my hands, always wanted to, do this. And now I did it for the first time, and I was like, wait, why didn't it work? Why didn't, like, I got access to all this equipment, all my actor, etc., all the locations. Why isn't it what I wanted? And then the second movie I made it's a sense of place movie. It's basically like go to a location and shoot it in a way so you can feel the vibrancy of the place, right? Feel the place. And how I took that was like, I want to shoot my friend's Lego collection. So I made a small world feel big. And I remember taking what I learned from the first film, where I was like, I don't know, I could have done better here. I was scared to do this, and I just fully embraced my fear and fully embraced that like my desire to get it right and to go bigger and to like do something I love. And combining Legos and movies, and I was able to just lock in and just shoot it how I wanted to and like make it feel grand. And that was the one I showed in class, and I was like, I'm proud of this. And the second movie is really what got me to like, yeah.
And that's an amazing learning curve. That's a pretty steep curve going upward with skill and accomplishment. And like, what grade was that?
This was 9th or 10th grade.
9th or 10th. So you had another year or two. I'm assuming this helped get into the undergraduate program you ended up in.
Yes.
Having this kind of work behind you.
Yes, I got into NYU, also because of Domroff.
Which golf clap for, congratulations.
Thank you.
Going to NYU is a big deal.
Yeah.
There's no way to say it's not.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, and Miss Domroff also recognized that for me pretty early on. Like after my first year, I'm getting my timeline mixed up a little bit. After my first or second year, she plucked me, her words, from the sophomore class, put me in the advanced class. So I was the only sophomore of all advanced students because we were making like a class film together.
Right, so mostly seniors,
all
11th
seniors.
and 12th, and you're a sophomore.
All seniors.
All seniors.
All seniors. I was the only junior. That's
right,
it. That was it. And so they all went off, like, their senior internship. They all went off. I was the only one to stay behind because we were making a class movie together. So all like 20 of us were like making the movie. And then they all went, and I stayed behind to edit it because she knew I can edit and she trusted me. And I put it together. And I credit her for that too. She saw me pretty early on. She was like, I'm gonna pluck you and put you right here for these guys. And yeah, she's believed in me ever since the beginning. And I really, really appreciate it.
And this school and that was when you were living in New York?
Yes, this is a Mamaroneck High School, and this is actually where we shot Playin Around.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice. And you were in New York, so I guess you were aware of NYU.
Yes.
But because I was also thinking, because I was a clueless kid, so like I had no idea like what schools were good or bad in certain departments.
Yeah.
Whereas I would imagine being in 11th grade in a film class with a bunch of seniors, they're applying to schools. Like were you like through osmosis like hearing about who had good programs and who didn't and stuff?
Kinda.
Or were you just NYU focused from the beginning?
So no, actually. So NYU, I found out really late. So I'm a first generation college student. My mom, my dad never went to college. So because of that, we also didn't know what the process was to apply to college. So that year, when I was with all the seniors, it was winter break, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're all going out to tour colleges." I'm like, "What? You're supposed to do that?" And so I was like, "Oh, okay. I should probably do that." And I talked to my mom. She's like, "I can't take off work for spring break." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll tour on my own." So in my spring break, I went to Manhattan. I toured NYU, SVA, and Columbia. And I was like, of the three, NYU seems correct. I was just kind of like, this seems more like what I want to do. I considered USC for like a total of 5 minutes because I was like, I want to make Hollywood movies. I want to make big movies. But the application for NYU and USC were so dense in different ways, I didn't want to split my attention. So I was like, I want to focus on NYU. Let me put all my eggs in this one basket and just work my ass off and just get in here. And it worked out, thankfully.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was even unaware. I am unaware of, well, I went to college a million years ago, so I'm completely unaware that I imagine the application process is laborious at this stage.
Yeah.
For these, for these exclusive programs.
Yes. Yeah. NYU was like a 5-part application. One of them was a short film. It was 2 essays and a your selfie video, which is really fun. It was like the first year they ever did it. It was like, make a video like on your phone, like YouTube style, like tell us about yourself. And I was like, all right. I made that movie about my job at Regal where I hung movie posters up. So that was also a good movie.
Nice. So also your high school job was working at a Regal theater.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, you movies day and night.
Day and night. Yep.
How cool. And that, honestly, there's not many things better for a young filmmaker than to see a ton of movies too.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the theater instead of just on, well, I imagine you were Blu-ray, DVD.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a 3D Blu-ray for a while, but that kind
was
of
supposed to be a thing.
Exactly, it went extinct. But I was in the groove over there for a few years. I had a few 3D Blu-rays, but yeah, big Blu-ray collector.
not to dive into this nerdy topic, but please. I can say I used to go to the Consumer Electronics Show every year with a good friend.
Yeah.
And we happened to be there when they were really pushing 3D TV, and it was only the kids' movies were good.
Yeah. Yep.
So like Aliens versus Monsters, blew me away. Yeah. Like digital animation worked for 3D.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yep.
Nothing else had any value.
Yeah. I had Wreck-It Ralph on 3D. That was the first Blu-ray we got, and I was like, yeah, this rocks.
Yeah. So you were the perfect age for that.
Exactly. Oh, it was phenomenal. And then, yeah, it wore off after like 3 years. I was like, all right, there's nothing else.
Yeah. In the end, we don't really need to visualize things.
Yeah.
in 3 dimensions.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy also looked good in 3D. I had that in 3D, but again, I was like, I prefer watching it in theaters. Like, I prefer going in theaters in 3D than just at home with like the sun behind me. I'm like, nah.
Agreed. All right, so you threw yourself deep into the NYU application.
Yes.
And it worked out, which is wonderful.
Yep. Thank God.
Yeah, right. And by the way, also, congrats to you on knowing what appeals. It's funny. I guess I say it on the podcast a lot. We've got a college freshman in this family, and I couldn't get her to visit any colleges. I kept saying like she got into a bunch, and I was like, we've got to visit before you decide, because when you step on a campus, you get a feeling.
Yes.
And well, we did visit a few finally.
Okay.
Finally.
Yeah.
Actually, we visited the one where she's at.
Okay.
So she had a good. But when you visit a campus, right? I almost want to ask you, so Columbia just felt off and NYU felt right.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I did all 3 tours. NYU only had a specific like film tour, which I found out about later. I was like, all right, great, I'm gonna do that. That was really the only of the 3 schools that gave you like here's like our film program, here's this. I think that definitely led me on. SVA and NYU had a similar like it's a single building, tight stairs, like the New York experience. Columbia was open campus, like a little secluded, way more like college-y. But fun fact, I brought my sister with me to Columbia for the first time. So I was like, Daniela, come over and join me. And she got to tour Columbia with me that day. And 4 years later, that's where she got in. So I'm really proud of that. I got to introduce her to Columbia, and it worked out that way. But I was like, oh, that's cool. But
I just have to add congrats to your parents.
Yeah,
having 2 kids go to prestigious schools.
Oh yeah, no,
golf clap.
All my mom, incredible. She did so much for both of us. She's the best.
That's wonderful. That's right. Look,
But,
I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
I
thank
came from
you.
a wonderful family.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, she did all on her own. And yeah, again, we're both first generation. Like we didn't really have a model to look after. We're just like, I think this is what we want. So
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, I remember going to NYU and I was like, everyone's like, oh, we're not a normal campus. We're like part of the city. We're like all this. And I'm like, all right, yeah, sounds cool. Like I was just like, yeah, Manhattan sounds cool. Like our campus is Washington Square Park, public Manhattan Park. And I was like, yeah, sounds fine to me. that worked for me. I didn't really hold college to that like standard of like, oh, I need to be on a campus. I need to have like a normal college experience. I wanted to be surrounded by filmmaking and filmmakers who I got to meet plenty of in my time at NYU. So,
And I guess you were probably aware of the prestigious alumni.
yes,
Because I gotta admit, not to knock the other schools, but the names that one associates with NYU are like the kings of indie film.
Yes.
Like more so than USC. Those are the kings of Hollywood, so to speak.
Yeah. Which I found out later. Right. Oh, now that I'm at NYU, I'm like, oh, USC does they have the George Lucas building, the Spielberg building.
Right. Because you have your eyes on that, right?
Yeah, we just got my last year at NYU. We got the Martin Scorsese Institute. So they built a giant facility in Brooklyn, and it's a beautiful studio for like, oh, it's gorgeous. We have LED wall now too, and it's like, great. It's ready as soon as I leave.
All good.
All good, yeah.
And the filmmaking there, like, right, NYU is actually a nice balance, right, with some production and as well as film theory. Like,
yes.
Yeah. So you're a learned scholar of film. Is what I'm getting
Sure.
at.
Yeah. Yeah. No. NYU. They also like kind of let you. The first 2 years are mandatory. Like you need to take XYZ courses, there's audio, video, and then we take a class called Sight and Sound, which is basically like you make 30 to 20 movies in a semester. So like you're partnered up with 3 other people, and then between you 4, you each have to make 5 movies. So like you're always rotating. Like if you're not shooting your film this week, you're shooting theirs next week. You're doing something else for someone else's next week. It's like that semester is like, yeah, you're just nonstop.
And that's like a 15-week semester or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
20
like,
films in 15 weeks.
Yeah. That was.
So there were weeks you had to do too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's always overlap. Yeah.
Also, not to mention midterms and finals. Odds are you guys were like, yeah, we're not shooting right before midterms.
Exactly. So it was always like, yeah. Yeah, it was a lot.
You learned to crank it out.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 years, then you get to get a little more focused on.
Yes, so you get to focus on what you want to do. For me, I knew pretty early on I love editing, but I actually didn't take a lot of editing classes. I took one, and I was like, I'm okay. I did a lot of my editing outside of school, so I got a few internships outside of school. So I interned at HBO and Bleecker Street, and there I also did a lot of editing for them. So I was very much. Like, I use NYU to focus on production and, like, making movies, and I use my time outside of NYU to edit them. And, like, so I kept flexing both muscles at all times, and I was always constantly learning and just pushing myself.
Yeah, I got to admit, maybe this is wrong, but editing is such a practical skill that doing it is what you need to do, right?
Yes,
Whereas sitting in a class being taught editing theory, I'm not sure if it would make someone a better editor versus just cutting and seeing what works.
Yeah, like the class I took was nice. Like it was like I think it was like Avid introductory class, the first one. And I TA'd for my second editing course. So I was able to like teach the kids because I already knew the program, got to learn more of the program, and got paid to learn. I was like, this is great. But that first editing class, it was nice because it was like, I knew like the basics. They were teaching me all this stuff. And how we watched movies was interesting, but I never really I was like, the editing I'm doing in this class isn't like what I want to be doing. I was editing at HBO. Like HBO is really funny because that was like, I was doing trailers for them on a program I didn't know yet. I had to literally teach myself like on day one and just like, all right, we're just going to jump with and just do it.
Really? So it wasn't Adobe Premiere? It was
Avid.
Like Avid.
It was my first time on Avid.
Old
was at
school
HBO.
Avid.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess they really have stayed current, but
oh yeah. It's the old.
But I hear the word Avid and I think of the '90s.
Oh yeah, no. Avid is the old stubborn grandfather of editing systems. It's still around, and there's a reason it's still around. It's very robust. It's very good. Premiere, DaVinci, Avid, they all have their advantages, but like Avid is still the industry standard for a reason. And it's like, yeah, no, HBO, I just like, they're like, this is what we use. Got to figure it out. I'm like, okay. And I did.
Excellent.
Yeah.
God, what a great experience.
Yeah.
And that was an internship.
It was an internship. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a really good argument that going to NYU is even better for the internship thing. As well connected as USC is, I just feel like you had better opportunities out there.
Yeah, no, I thankfully, it was the year before the writer's strike. So I was able to there were still things I could apply for and do. But funny enough, NYU didn't help me get that internship.
You got it on your own.
I got it on my own. I
didn't hurt to have NYU on your resume.
No, not at all. Not at all. I went to NYU because I wanted the LA program. There's an LA internship I applied for, and I couldn't get in because I wasn't a senior. And so because of that, I was like, all right, I'll still get an internship on my own. And I applied to HBO and a few others, and HBO responded, and they're like, oh, can you edit this thing into a teaser? I did. They loved it. They hired me. And I'm like, great. So I was able to still go off on my own, and they were impressed. And I'm like, all right, cool.
That's a pretty amazing interview story. How smart of them to just give you a practical example. Just, here, show us what you can do.
Yeah.
Because seriously, you could talk to someone for 3 hours about editing, and then their work could sink.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to see what someone can do.
Yeah, it was cool. That was my first they gave me the pilot episode of a HBO show. Minx is what they gave me, and they gave me the stems and all that stuff, the raw audio, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I was able to just edit the official pilot, the official footage, and I was like,
that was the fun show that was sort of a mockumentary of Playgirl magazine, right?
Yes, that
was a good show.
Yeah, it was. Yes, I only worked on. Well, that was my application. It was the first episode.
Right. That was just doing a sample.
Yeah. But I did. I worked on Pretty Little Liars, the Original Sin spinoff, and another show I'm forgetting right now. But yeah, that was my time at HBO. Yeah. It was a brief. Yeah.
I gotta admit too, of the jillion editors I've met, more people work in trailer and teaser editing than anything else.
Yes.
There's so much work there.
Yes. Yeah. And it's a different skill too. It's such a respectable, oh my God, they're so cool. If I got the privilege of seeing an Avid timeline from a trailer editor, and it's oh my God, it's over 60 tracks of just audio. Every audio effect has 20 audio effects. It's crazy. I love it. It's
there are more
cool.
cuts in a 2.5-minute trailer than a 10-minute short.
Exactly. No, it's unbelievable. Trailer editors are truly so great, so cool.
And it is such a skill. And I just have to share that one of the things that breaks my heart is so many people cut their own trailer, and if I'm like, how come this amazing feature that's playing at the festival has such a bad trailer? And it's because it's a completely different skill.
It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you learn that, but you were also, well, anyway.
Yeah.
So am I picking up that your senior year is when the strike hit?
Or
COVID?
No, COVID was my freshman year.
Freshman year,
yes.
Okay,
So freshman year was COVID.
Freshman.
Yes. So yeah, it was high school senior year COVID. So my freshman year NYU was all online, and then sophomore year we were able to do hybrid and in person. The strikes were the year before I graduated.
Gotcha.
So after I got HBO, which was sophomore going to junior year, I was like, great, top of the world, NYU, HBO, I can do it all. Like I could apply any internship and get it. Writer strike, actor strike. I got nothing.
Well, there was nothing. Nothing was happening.
There was nothing. So I ended up working with my friends, and I ended up starting playing around. Started thinking about playing around. Like that would be my thesis I would work on for the next year. But I was able to like work on my friend's feature film. I visited LA for the first time. I got to like network and just kind of like get a sense of, do I like LA? Could I see myself living out here? And the answer was yeah. I was here for 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, I think I have to come here.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice. Because
yeah.
you were a genuine East Coast kid.
Yes.
So some people don't like it. You're sitting across from a third generation Angelino.
Oh wow, yeah.
So my family moved here. My grandparents were born in SoCal in like 1909 and 1912. So
yeah.
we've been here like over a century.
Wow.
So I love hearing
Yeah.
people enjoying my hometown, even though I know it's got its drawbacks. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So you visited here, which is great.
It was my first time in LA for 2 weeks, and I was like, I think this is where I have to be. I met some great editors out here, great assistant editors, and I got to like feel a part of a community here. I was like, oh, this is where the movies I want to make are made here. That's where I kind of got the idea of like, should I consider, like, what do I do after graduation? This scary question of, all right, you finished college, now what? I was very much like, I don't know. I want to finish, my friend's feature. I want to do my thesis. But I wasn't like fully set on moving one place or another. I was kind of like, kicking my feet a little bit. And it was really after visiting LA, I was like, okay, I think this is the choice I have to make. I have to come here. I want to finish all my work in New York first and then come out to LA. But I need a reason to come out to LA. And so the following year, 2024, I just graduated. I finished editing my friend's feature film. I finished my thesis. I finished my job at NYU. I was doing all these at once, and all of them finished at once, basically. And I was like, I'm using the summer after graduation to wrap up my time in New York. I got an interview for a show here in LA, a Zoom interview, and I got on, did a great job in the interview. They loved me, but they were like, all right, so can you start September 3rd? And I was like, yes, I'm moving to LA September 1st. Little bit of a white lie, because I was like, I'm going to be moving to LA. I hadn't bought my ticket, though. I hadn't gotten the place to live, but I'm like, I'm going to be in LA September 1st.
Yeah, because you had a job offer.
Exactly. This was the instigator of like, if I get this will 100% push me. But also like, this is just what I needed to push me. And I could tell that they wanted someone a bit more like local to LA, like someone who actually like had a car, is set up, can just kind of, can do the job already. And I'm like, yeah, it would have been hard for me to just get here and then immediately start. So I didn't end up getting that job, but it did push me to be like, I have to be in LA for that job to get that job. And so this is August 1st, 2024. I bought my one-way plane ticket for September 1st. I had no job, no car, and no place to live. I was like, I'm going to figure it out. I have a suitcase and a dream. It'll work out. And
deep down, you had 4 weeks to at least find a roommate needed at.
Correct.
Like that's doable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You weren't crazy.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I was a little crazy.
Honestly, there's much crazier people than that.
Fair. But no, then thankfully, a friend of mine who lives in LA, the very next day, she reaches out and she's like, hey, this guy's looking for a roommate. I'm like, oh, perfect. I need a place to live. So it worked out. I was with him for about 3 months and then met my new roommate, and I've been with him for a little over a year and a half now. So it all worked out.
And you mentioned looking for jobs. Were you looking for any job, or were you focused on editing as far as, because I'm kind of picking up the vibe that like you sort of see editing as the stable career and then filmmaking as the personal focus.
Yes. Yeah. So what I learned coming out to LA was it took me 8 months to get my first proper job here, my first post-PA job. My first 8 months, I learned how to talk to people and like how to pitch myself, if you will. I had over 70 coffee chats, just reaching out to people being like, I want to do this. This is, I want to be an editorial. I love your work in this. I love your work in this. And I learned how to pitch myself, which was long term is I want to direct blockbusters. I want to hang Tom Cruise off an airplane. That's my mission in life. But in order to do that, I want to learn how to edit them first. I want to learn, how do you assemble a sequence like that? How do you make it a satisfying sequence? How do you capture the attention of an audience and put them on the edge of their seat? I want to learn, how do you do that? And so my practical pathway to directing is through editing. I want to get into the editorial spots. I want to learn, I want to shadow, I want to learn all I can about editing before I direct. A big inspiration for me is Peter R. Hunt. He edited the original James Bond movie. So the original Sean Connery movies. So he basically established, right, here's how you edit a James Bond movie. And
they invented a genre.
Exactly. And if you watch them in order, you see them get better and better at it, and just like learning. And that's also through the editing. And when Connery dropped out, they reached out to Hunt, and he directed On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is my personal favorite James Bond movie. And you can tell it's directed by an editor. It's shot for the edit. It's so good, and that's kind of like my mantle. And so my first 8 months in LA was all just like, I want an editorial job. I want to be in the room. I want to and it was a lot of like pass your resume around, but it's hard, like it's especially out of college too. It's hard to find that gig. But I kept going, kept asking everyone, and
And you mentioned, and you were doing PA jobs here and there.
No, so
okay, because you said I heard the word PA.
Oh no, so my first job here I got was a post PA job on
post PA. Right?
Yes, I was a post PA on High Potential season 2. That's because my producer / editor Phil Fowler, he took a chance on me, and I met him when I was in New York on Zoom, and he was really, really nice. He's really kind. He's like, when you're in LA, let me know, and you could shadow. I'm like, yes, please.
Because that was HBO, right?
No.
I'm thinking of a different high show.
Yeah. This was High Potential is ABC.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha,
so it's a separate thing from HBO. Funny, all these things are separate. I feel like they should be connected, but alas.
Because there was that. Well, anyway, there was HBO had a show about a guy who delivered weed.
Oh no,
called High something.
Sure.
Go on.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, all good. So I met Phil on Zoom, and he was like, "When you're in LA, let me know. You could totally shadow me." I'm like, awesome. So September, he was like one of the first people I reached out to. I was like, "Hey, I'm in LA. Is the offer still there to shadow?" And he's like, "Absolutely." I had to shadow him on the Fox lot, my first like big lot. That was really cool. I got to see him work, and that was just such a special experience. Just like watch him for a few hours, just like take it all in. And I just stayed in. Afterwards, I stayed in touch, and I got another side gig. I was working at Warner Brothers doing retail. So it was like a Gilmore Girls pop-up kind of thing. So I was like helping like sell merch to customers and all that. And I texted Phil. I'm like, hey, as a small update, I got a job at Warner Brothers doing Gilmore Girls stuff, but I'm here. And he's like, no way. I'm also at Warner Brothers starting on Monday. I was like, for what? I'm editing Peacemaker. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And about 3 weeks into our, both of us at Warner Brothers, we finally met up and we got coffee. We just caught up again. And I was telling him I'm still looking for a post gig, And he's like, send me your resume. I'll see what I can do. Sounds good. A month later, nothing, alas. So I followed up. I was like, hey, any chance you heard of anything? He was like, thank you for following up. We actually have a post PA thing for High Potential. Do you want me to put your name in? I'm like, please. And next thing you know, I interviewed and I got the job. He took a chance on me. Like I didn't have the most experience, so, like that was my first show, but they said I had the most enthusiasm. They saw it in me. They're like, we know you can do this job well, and so they took a chance on me. And yeah, we just finished season 2 a few weeks ago, so that was my first big show. It was High Potential, and yeah, I thank Phil for that so much.
And I feel like saying, and this might be the parent in me trying to come out, but anyone listening should be aware of how important that follow-up was.
Yes.
Because honestly, even the people who are festival staffers, a lot of people write to us. It's honestly the people who write like the second and third time. You're like, wait a minute.
Yes.
This person is following up.
Mm-hmm.
We need it's an undeniable, I feel like calling it a skill or a trait.
Yes.
Because he was sincere about helping you. he's also busy AF.
Exactly.
So you're following up. He actually did say thank you for following up, because it's funny because whenever someone says thank you for following up, you think, yeah, you didn't care about me. But the truth is, we care, but we're
You're busy. Sometimes it just slips. The inbox gets to like 100 unread emails, and it's like you're not the number one email they have to get through. And
we are all overworked and so much information. Yeah, we're supposed to have all this technology that simplifies life.
Yeah,
I think our lives are more complex than they've ever been.
Yeah.
So I just that was my little moment to say, anybody who is like, you can't get a job. I understand it's a really
hard.
tough economy, but following up, it's huge.
Yeah, follow up. So few do,
And that got you. That
got me my
you your
job.
first the gig you wanted.
Yep. So that was my first post PA experience, and I got to like learn like the behind the scenes of how do you edit a show like this. And we had a team of 3 editors, 3 assistants, an apprentice, and I was able to learn from each one of them. Sit in and just watch them. How do you edit this episode? How do you edit this episode? I had to ask questions, and like all the guests, whenever a guest star came on, I was like, how do you edit their performance? And all this stuff, I just got to be, it was such a privilege to be there. And I worked my ass off to like make sure like I deserve to be there. And like, I'm doing everything I can to like help out the team. And they gave me back so much for it. And so eternally grateful. And that was all because of Phil Fowler. He took a chance on me. So thank you, Phil.
Another excellent adult.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But you're a person who doesn't let these opportunities slip and makes the most of it. Because, I might have known a person or two when I was younger that would get a PA job and think, this is kind of beneath me. You know what I mean? Like the people who are like, but I should have that job. But it sounds like you made the most of the learning experience. And I'm sure you excelled on the post PA stuff.
Yes.
Anything they asked you to do, you did and did it right.
Exactly.
Because they wouldn't have been so welcome to you over their shoulders if you weren't like the helpful young guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So golf clap again.
Thank you.
and you, it sounds like this was also very time consuming. Like it was did you have time for your own work at this stage, or?
Yeah, so when also we should talk about Playing Around too. I realized we just like skipped that chapter, but
it was Playing Around before that, right? Because it was your thesis.
That's my thesis. Yeah. So this is LA.
That's okay. We can finish and then we can.
Yeah, we can go back to Playing Around. But so I made Playing Around as my thesis, and then I moved to LA. But when I got to LA, like my mom's on the film industry. Like I have no connections. It was whoever I emailed. Like it really was like to all the people I knew at NYU and everyone I cold emailed. Like I just went out and just like, no one's gonna hand this to me. I need to seek it out, and I want to seek out the one I really want. So I reached out to people who inspire me, like assistant editors or editors who worked on movies I love, and I got to ask them all these questions and learn about like behind the scenes, like my favorite movies. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then asking the follow up of, is there anyone else you recommend me talking to? And like, yeah, point me in the right direction. So it was just a nonstop hustle of talk to everyone, meet everyone, and just keep going and just like show my passion, show who I am, and just show like, yeah, I want to do this. And it worked out, paid off.
Is it wildly rude and unfair of me to say that the average aspiring editor doesn't have the skill set? You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean? Yeah.
Well, your outgoingness is
sure.
not exactly associated.
Sure.
Like I think a lot of other post PAs or aspiring editors are happiest hiding in a dark room in front of 3 or 4 screens.
Right. Yes. So I think that's the director in me.
I think your balance.
Yes.
I'm saying your balance also helped you.
Yes. I think the director in me, like that kind of like, not for lack of a better word, that flamboyant side, just like, let me, like that, like,
extroverted.
Extroverted. There you go. That extroversion comes from like my director side, and so I was able to use that to like fuel my practical editing side. But also, I'm sorry, I realized I completely skipped your question about like making my own stuff while here.
That's true. Yeah.
But my goal is, because I finished Playing Around, and then I got it. I was like submitted to all the festivals. And then I wanted to get a job first before I focused on my next film, because I was like, I can't, because I had all the time, I had all day to apply to jobs. I wasn't in the mood to apply to jobs and make a movie too. I was just like, there's just not enough of I need a routine to motivate myself to break that routine to make something new.
Well, we all have an emotional battery, right?
And that too, yes.
And you are draining that battery when you're applying to jobs.
Exactly. Applying to jobs, cold emailing. I sent like 10 emails a day. Like I was like nonstop like hustling. I mean, I wasn't sending emails.
And you had to write the whole email yourself.
Exactly.
You were not using AI.
No. Side note, I met this assistant editor who made fun of this guy who like literally copy and pasted this email. And he was with a buddy of his who were like, oh, I got the same exact email. And they were like, word for word, same thing. They read those emails, they notice, and I'm like, yeah, no, I personalize every single email. I'm like, I want to talk to you because I want to talk to you. And it's a little side note. But yeah, so when I was looking for work, I wasn't really working on my own thing. I was trying to get Plan Around out there, and I was just like, I'm going to focus on that, get my job, and then focus on the next thing. And then I got High Potential in May of 2024, 25? What year is it? Yeah, 2025. And it's the last May. And as soon as I started getting into the routine of things, that's when I started like, oh, I want to start making something next, new. And so I started working as a stunt coordinator out here, and we started developing an idea together. And now we're in the midst of like figuring it out, like the logistics of, do we want to make this a feature, but we should make it a short first, or make a teaser thing. So we're just like in development stages of that. But I was able to like kind of put aside like, okay, now I have a job. Now I want to work outside my job and make my own thing. Now I have like a consistent income, consistent routine. I could put energy towards this and now energy towards my movie. So, yeah.
And I do assume that it didn't suck too much energy to submit to film festivals. Because
yeah.
you also did your year for Playing Around on the festival circuit.
Yes, yeah. So I think we submitted...
But that's just using an online platform and just
exactly. Yeah,
it was simplified.
Yeah, it took. We did some research of like, all right, where should we play? We want to focus on genre festivals and kind of like go based off where I was living. So it was like, I think we didn't apply to many in LA. So thank God we applied to you guys. I applied one in London. We actually got into, which is pretty funny. I didn't end up going to London, but that was a cool surprise. I have a friend in London. I was like, hey, do you mind representing the film for us? And she's like, absolutely. So that was cool. But yeah, so I applied like the back half of 2024, and then all of 2025 was Plan Around in its festival run.
Right, which makes sense. That's how it works. Yeah, because it's such a delayed process.
It really is.
It's like slower than college.
Yes, it really is. But it's the same application as college. It's like, oh, like we hope you like my soul and energy into this. And they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you in like 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. It is. But it worked out.
It worked out. And so you were in LA. So actually we're kind of up to date, I think.
Yes, now we're up to date.
Look how quick.
Yeah.
But we can give a little extra time to Playing Around.
Yes.
So it was your senior thesis.
Yes, it was my senior thesis. So that summer I couldn't get a job. I was the writer's strike. I went to my friend Amanda White, who is the lead in Playing Around, and I went up to her and I was like, listen, I don't know what my NYU thesis will be. All I know is it's going to be an action film that I want you to star in. And before I could finish the sentence, she said yes.
and she was your friend, but you also knew your friend studied martial arts.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so she had been in my my previous action movie, Love Bomb Baby. She was like a background character who like my stunt coordinator, Ian Dugan, we were working together, and he was like, wait, she's really, really good. We should like do something with her. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. She's like very, very skilled in martial arts and so much I can't even list. She's so good. And I was like, that's a great point. And so I talked to her and I was like, oh, she also loves action. She wants to do this. And she's very expressive, which is my favorite part about her. As skilled as she is as like martial arts, she's so like interestingly emotive. And I love that about her. And I sat down with her and I was like, I don't know what this movie is. I just want you to be the lead. And she said yes. So from the get-go, we built the entire movie around who she is, around what she can do, and just the personality I wanted to pry out of her for this movie. And so I teamed up with Sebastian Hunt, the writer for the film, and I was like, listen, here's what I got for you. Amanda's the lead. Have a coffee chat with her, just like get to know her, see what her vibe is. I want to do it at one of these locations, and here are a bunch of ideas I have. Like here's like a 20-page Google Docs of like sprawling ideas. And he went through and he was like, Toy Store sounds interesting. I was like, okay, let's explore that. And then from there, we just kind of explored like, all right, what does it mean? Why is Amanda in a toy store? And we figured out fun toy bits. He came up with the Barbie nunchucks, and Ian Dugan, our stunt coordinator, came up with the xylophone bit. I'll never forget him pitching me the xylophone. Just like, imagine hitting someone, ding, blocking someone, ding, uppercut, ding. It's always stayed in my mind. That was one of the best pitches I've ever heard. And from there, we just kind of fully explored just like making this movie. And because it was for class, how the class worked was it was a full year of just making your thesis film. The fall semester was just writing the script. The spring semester was just making the movie and editing it. So all of fall, we were just writing. I think we did 9 drafts. And yeah, we just refined until we got to like, I told Sebastian, I was like, don't write the action, write the setup to the action. So I was just like, set up Amanda's with 3 Toy Store employees, and then they fight, and then they move on. Let Ian Dugan like handle the actual stunt like breakdown. And so we had a 12-page script and a 30-page stunt breakdown. Ian Dugan curated all the stunts of the movie. He broke down every single scene, every single camera action beat, and was like, here's what we're doing. Boom, 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 boom. And yeah, and that's
because you have to.
Especially,
I'm assuming you didn't. You can either throw money at the problem or you can throw time.
Exactly.
So you did a lot of time in preparation.
Yes. Prep till you puke.
Yeah. Prep till you puke.
Yeah, it was a lot of prep. We did so much rehearsal, so much. Not even rehearsal, just like preparing.
Well, I assume
for
all the people. I assume it's fair to say whom she fights with. Mm-hmm. Was that tough casting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was a mix.
But honestly, when you cast, it's actually not rare for people to see breakdowns that say, martial arts experience needed.
Yes.
And then, and only 80% are going to lie to you.
Yeah, exactly. I think a good mix of them were people that Ian had already worked with. So he was like, like Alice, who plays the mother of the 6-year-old in the movie. She was someone Ian knew, and I think Michael and John he knew. So a lot of the employees we kind of pulled. So like that was already like Dugan already knew those guys. So like, great, we know they do stunts. I like the energy they give. We'll cast them. The toy store manager is really interesting. His name, what did he do? We applied him backstage, and I saw him, and I was like, ooh, I love the performance he's giving. He's giving really like that toy store employee, there's something about it, like Disney World employee, which I was like, ooh, I like that. We met with him, and he was honest with us. He was like, honestly, I don't have any stunt work, but all right, I don't have any stunt experience, but if you hire me for this role, I will take stunt classes and learn so I can be a part of this. And I was like, okay. So me and Ian met with him, and like we kind of like saw him, just kind of see what we can do. And again, by the end, he reinforced. He was like, I know I'm not up to par, but like I will get there. I want to be a part of this project. I will do what it takes. And he did it. So he took classes on his own, and we were like, all right, yeah, let's do it. His name is Chris Hahn, and he went above and beyond and just killed it. So that was a fun, like we found him on backstage, and he took training outside of class, outside of our rehearsals, and just learned the part for us. And I think he's great.
I assume you had to rehearse the heck out of it.
Yes.
Because stunts alone, but you also care about your performances.
Yes.
So, and I suppose I should ask how many days you shot.
Yes. So it was a 5-day shoot.
5 days.
So we closed down this toy store for 5 days, which was really cool. It was a local toy store in Mamaroneck, so my hometown. They were wonderful people, the Toy Box. And so they let us close it for 5 days. So what we did was, the thing about rehearsing, and especially at our level of a short film, if you rehearse too far in advance, they'll forget the moves. So what we had to do is we had to rehearse like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time, like once or twice each fight sequence. And so we only actually rehearsed every scene once the week before we shot. So the week before we shot, we were in an NYU building, and we rehearsed every single scene in order of like all the cast in like NYU classrooms. But we knew that day one of shooting, I'd be taking Amanda and some principal actors outside to film the outside stuff, while Ian was inside rehearsing with the stunt actors. So we were always kind of rehearsing for the next thing while preparing. While shooting one thing, we're rehearsing the next. And so by day 2, when we were inside, we're like, all right, stunt day. We're just going to do it. And so, yeah, so it was a lot of rehearsal, but not as much as you would think. It was a lot of, the actors did a lot of rehearsals, and they're part of just like training. Like all those guys trained so much. I mean, Amanda trained for like 7-8 months. Like she was just like, she knew like, I have to step up my game, and she's already incredible. And she was like, I'm going to go even better. And like, Amanda, you're the best.
Well, and as I think about it, yeah, you just had to have each little sequence rehearsed for those people, because Amanda is almost like your, for lack of a better analogy, like your first person shooter. Like she's the main character, and we follow her through this adventure. Mm-hmm. So you just had to have each step she gets to ready for her.
Exactly.
And then, honestly, because I bet the people, it's not a spoiler to say she beats people up, right?
No, not spoiler at all.
The people she's victorious over,
yes.
It's probably harder work for them than her, right? Because the person who gets beat up is really having to really exaggerate the reactions and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Whereas she's just going around kicking and punching.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I couldn't believe her energy all day, every day. She was so happy and ready to do it every single day. Like, because she was, like, end of the day, she was doing the most fighting every single day. She had to do all, like, you know, she's doing, like, we did 3 fight scenes in one day, right? And so she was doing all 3. The employees were in the first one, a different one for the second one, and then Carl for the third, you know, just like, everyone got, like, their own stunt moment of the day. Amanda was there all 3 of them. And so she was constantly having to like perform and give it her all. And she was breaking a sweat. She like taped ice packs to her back. She was like but she was like, I'm ready to go. Let me know when I'm in, coach. I'm like, all right, sounds great.
Amazing.
She had so much energy, and it was just such a wonderful time shooting.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And with all that prep, you prep till you puke. And then, and so I bet with your editing experience, I'm sure you didn't shoot and edit it, so to speak, but it was there probably wasn't a lot of fluff.
No, not really. So Ian and I worked together on like each stunt shot, for lack of a better term. So we basically planned out every single shot, every single camera move, camera angle to make sure it cuts. And what was great is that I'm an editor, Ian is an editor, Ari, my DP, was an editor, and our AD, Tucker, was an editor. So all 4 of us, a combined editor knowledge, were like, we just fundamentally understood, like, if we're getting rid of this one shot, it's fine. Or like, if we're changing this angle for this shot, we get it. If we're spending this much time on this shot, it's for this. Like, we all were so tuned into the edit of the movie that it really, really worked out for all of us. It was such a wonderful experience, just so in tune we all were.
And you had no gaps. Everyone knew, wait, if we don't get this shot,
exactly,
we're going to be stuck.
Yes.
So you probably didn't have to do much pickup work.
No. Thankfully, only one pickup shot in the film. It was end of the last day. We got a reaction shot from Amanda. I wasn't quite happy with what it was earlier in the day, and because the sun already set, it was the only time in our entire shoot we set up like full lights and flags to like recreate daylight, and just like got her giving like the surprised reaction when the customer walks into the toy store towards the end of the movie. That shot is a pickup. That's the only pickup shot we did. But to avoid pickups, mostly, I had my assistant editor, Pedro. He came in starting day 3, I think, because there was one sequence I was scared about. It was right before the xylophone sequence. Amanda's fighting, I think his character's name is Michael, and she's fighting Michael, and they're doing a one-on-one, and she takes a little jagged Lego piece, and you'll see with a slingshot, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that sequence I was really scared for, because I was like, I wasn't sure how I was working rehearsals. I didn't love, like, I was like scared. I didn't love the sequence. I was just scared of like, do we need it? And so I asked Pedro, I was like, can you come in? We're going to shoot this in the morning. Can you put it together? And then when we're, shooting the next sequence, just show me whatever you have, whenever. Great. So we shot that, and I moved on. And as we're getting ready to shoot the next sequence, Pedro taps me on the shoulder and he's like, I have it ready. I'm like, what? You already have it ready? He's like, yeah. He plays it for me. It's a 1.5 minute rough sequence, but like, I was like, oh, it's all there. it plays really well, actually. It wasn't a perfect edit, but it was just enough for me to like inspire confidence of, we have it. Let's move on. And that was a really, really exciting feeling. That was cool.
I gotta ask, like, you mentioned Baby Driver earlier, right? Isn't that what they did on Baby Driver? Weren't they compiling as they shot?
Yes.
So did that inspire you to do that, or it just made sense?
I think it just made sense, and that's a really funny comparison, actually. Because that is what they did in Baby Driver. I think this is just more of a practical, like, I need to make sure this works. And Pedro he's such a fast editor that I was like, I trust you. And it just happened to work out. Like, I think the last 2 days he started editing the things together, but he didn't really show me things by then. I was like, I don't need to see them. There's just that one sequence I needed to see. But he started putting things together on the side and just like, backing up, editing. It was truly so
very
special.
cool, but also kind of working with Annette too, right?
Yes.
Because if he saw something, he could have warned you, hey, wait a minute, before we lose this toy store, you got to get this.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen because you were prepared.
Happen. Yeah, no, everything, I didn't storyboard everything this time. I storyboarded like half of it, but I shot list everything. So everything, if it wasn't storyboarded, it was shot list. So like, we knew what we needed. And I felt pretty confident by the end of like, we have everything now. Let's put it together.
So who did you credit for the edit?
Because
you just named so many people who could edit.
Yes,
including yourself.
Yes. So Pedro was my assistant. So what he did is he created the project, he labeled everything, synced everything, and assembled it for me. But I was the main editor who then took it from him and I spent 2 months just in the edit bay at NYU and just edited it all together. Like I tightened it. The first cut was actually 20 minutes long, and that was the first cut I showed to my class. And I remember the biggest note was, it could be shorter. Yes, I know. But you could cut out an action scene. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm going to work so hard to make sure that note is false. Like, I am not cutting any of the action. I'll make them shorter, not cutting the action. And I worked so hard to get it sub 15 minutes and then 14. And we landed, I think, 13:47 with credits. But I was still like, every second belongs, every frame belongs. Like I worked like those 2 months were just me just like twiddling with every single frame of like, do we need this beat? Do we need this frame? If we get rid of this frame, can we speed this up and all the speed ramps and blah, blah, blah. But I did the bulk of like that edit, and I also started doing sound design. That's where I kind of started learning of like, all right, the first pass, the 20-minute cut had no sounds really. So it's just like, yeah. And end of the day, it's like, and watching a rough cut, you don't need it to be that polished. But what I learned a year later in High Potential is like, if it is polished, you get less notes and you get less less like critical, unwanted feedback of like, they're not noticing things that you're going to fix. They're noticing things that actually don't work in the film. And so that, I kind of learned that process while editing, playing around. I was like, I need to include sound effects. I need to include basic sound effects. I need to include the punches. I need to include like the toy squeak or whatever. Just so like, is the world working? Is the feel of the movie working? I had no music until like the last. I think Picture Lock, my post supervisor, she's the one who included music. I worked with no temp music editing the movie. I was just like, I need the sound effects though. Like the sound effects were the big thing for me. And that was what really informed people. And by the end is what got me through the finish line is, yeah.
I mean, and you also I can't help but note that you kind of did share that there are a lot of people, professionals, who really don't know what an editor does.
Yes.
And will look at something and not realize all the things that you could take for granted. They don't, because they actually don't get it.
Yeah.
So you actually, so you will get better notes if you leave no stone if you give them something more complete.
Yeah, because I'm not a sound designer per se, but like I've learned that like knowing sound design and doing basic sound design to like tell the story helps the edit, helps the cut, helps you way down the line of just like, you get less notes on things. It's like, I know I'm going to fix that click. So let me just fix the click now and balance everything out. And it was a great lesson. It's a great lesson to experience and then later get reinforced on High Potential. So that was like a fun full circle moment.
For sure, yeah. It's funny, I'm forgetting the quote, but there was some famous quote I heard way back when from an experienced producer, I think, and it was something like, if your sound is bad, people think the actors are bad.
Yeah.
Like people, no one, when watching a film, no one ever blames the sound, and yet the sound is why they think the performances are off. The sound is why they think the cinematography is bad.
Yes.
Because, sound is such an important sense.
Yeah. People will forgive bad video or bad visual. They won't forgive bad audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't know it's bad audio, right?
Exactly.
They blame everything else. That temp. Although, probably good not to have, at the indie level, temp music sometimes breaks my heart because people fall in love with songs they can't use.
Yeah. No, from the get-go, I knew it was all going to be instrumental, composed music, soundtrack. And I met two wonderful composers, Josh and Danny, and they created 13 music cues for my movie. I remember talking to Josh. He was like, mate, like, this is a lot of music. I need help. I'm like, all right, sounds good. So we split up the cues. So half of it's Josh, half it's Danny. But it flows so well together. You can't even. They all each have like their own vibe, but they work so beautifully as one piece. So yeah, it was so much fun working with composers too. Just what a wonderful team. I want to credit everyone on my team, from post, from production, my writer Sebastian, like everyone, just my producing team. Oh my God, everyone did such an incredible job, and I wouldn't be here without any of them. Like truly, they gave me everything for this movie, and I couldn't thank them enough.
I have come to acknowledge that, like, one of the most worthless questions is, are there people that deserve a shout out? Because the truth is, with an indie film, whether it's short, feature, featurette, whatever, every name at the end of an indie film was important.
Yes, 100%.
Because there's no fluff.
No.
Like, everybody was critical.
Yeah.
Because you're working, it's 1/10 the people working on a studio thing.
Yeah.
Or
And
1/20th or 100th.
Exactly. And it's like, end of the day, it's like I can shout all of them out, but like end of the day, we all know one by one, just like we know what we did for each other in that film. And like, again, like Zoe with makeup and Dasha of production design, Maria with scripty, like Tucker of I could go on and on and on, but I think we all know each and every one of us, like how important they were to the film. So yeah, they're the best.
And the wonderful thing is you're proud of it.
Yep,
you're happy
very
with
proud.
it. You had a good festival run with it. And I imagine you've been able to show it to people.
Yes.
And because you're talking about this next idea and possibly making it a feature or a short that leads to one. And I can't help but plant this seed. Like, I still am hoping for that person or group of people who design a series of shorts that actually fit together perfectly as a feature. If anyone could do it, it could be an editor like yourself, because sometimes like, I'm just like, oh man, because sometimes people spend on a short what they could make a feature for.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, if you'd only like planned a little bit more, you'd be like 2/3 of the way to actually having a feature done that you could potentially sell, because Lord knows you can't sell a short.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, it's funny you say that. For this next film I'm working on, we started off of like, what's the story we want to tell? And then it got too big, and I was like, all right, like, can we plan it as a feature, figure out what the feature story is, and then go backwards and like, let's make the proof of concept to prove we can make this thing. But it does still fit in that theme of, so my first film, Love Bomb Baby, and now playing around in this third one, it has a color scheme that I was like, oh, it's gonna be like my trilogy of action shorts, just for myself. Nothing, not really connected other than that they're my action shorts, and the colors, it's pink and orange and the new color, and I'm like, yeah, it's just a nice little trilogy wrap up. I'm like, yeah, just for myself. Nothing, no connected universe or anything. Just like, yeah, just something to make me laugh.
I'm wishing I could remember. There's that the French director I can't name who did Red, White, and Blue. Those 3 films.
Red, White, and Blue.
Well, I won't. I would have to have
Google
a browser open. But people who have better minds than me, I used to remember everyone's name, and like that goes away somewhere in your 40s. Just so you got a good amount of time of a good brain. So congratulations.
Copy. Thank you.
You're young and talented.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So we know what you're doing next, and we know what and you're still and you're just enjoying life. It sounds like
just enjoying life.
You're in a good good situation. Still working. And
Still, well, yeah, so High Potential just ended. So now I'm kind of like, I'm on a vacation break. We're going to come back eventually. So we'll see when.
Right. You know there's going to be another season.
Yes, we got picked up. So now it's just like a matter of when we come back. So it's just kind of like up in the air right now. But I'm just enjoying my time off. I'm enjoying now. I'm like, having time off now is different than when I first got here because I was stressed of like, I need to find work. Now it's like, I know work is going to come. I just don't know when. And now I can actually focus on like, oh, let me make this pitch deck. Let me work on with my stunt coordinator to like write the script out and all this stuff. So I'm taking this as like a much needed break, but also like getting ready for the future too.
Yeah, because you have your own things. Well, excellent.
Yeah.
My wife, that feels like we hit a wonderful natural conclusion.
Yes, I agree.
So again, everyone listening, go to the clickable links in the show notes for this podcast. It'll take you to watch Playin Around. Yeah. Also, social media, anything else you want people to pay attention to, just make sure I've got the links. Yeah, my website's on there. You can see all my other films, and you can watch Playin Around on the 4Gen YouTube channel. So it's a good watch, I think. I'm glad that you have a website, because it's funny. So a lot of people are like, websites? We don't need those anymore. And I kind of think it's good for an artist to have like a hub of their work. Exactly. It's easy just to like, oh, like here's everything I've done. Directorial and editorial. Take your pick and just watch whatever. It's true. It's true because you have a 2-lane career. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. All right, well, I will wrap us up. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I was about to say thank you, Bryan, for being here. And you thanked me first. You're welcome. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. And for everybody listening, if you want to learn more about the Discovery Indie Film podcast, you just go to discoveryindiefilm.com, or it's at DIFwins on social media. If you change that .com to well, and by the way, there's lots of fun stuff if you go to discoveryindiefilm.com. We're doing things, but if you change it to .org, discoverindiefilm.org is the nonprofit that runs 2 film festivals in the LA area. They're both ranked in the top 100 best reviewed list worldwide out of 14,000. And that's Sherman Oaks Film Festival, where we did the LA premiere of Playin Around, and Film Invasion Los Angeles that we hold every summer. So we got a summer fest and a winter fest. Sherman Oaks is winter. And I'll add that we expanded to South America this year. And in January, we held the first ever Film Invasion Lima in Peru. And it kicked butt. It was great. And so we're doing it again next year, Valentine's Day weekend, which is also President's Day weekend. So maybe a few more people, including myself, can actually fly down. Because, this year Lima was January 16th and 17th. And Sherman Oaks Film Festival was the first weekend of December. Then came the holidays, and I was just like, no. Yeah. As much as I wanted to go, right? I just couldn't pull it off. So I'm already rubbing my hands together thinking about, I've got to go. Look, let's get everybody to go to the romantic South American capital of, I know you're Brazilian, so, but I'm sure there's no anti-Peruvian vibe in Brazil. No. South America. Yeah. It's just so delightful that like the Film Invasion brand in quotes has lots of people have approached us about a Film Invasion in their town, and they want us to do all the work. I'm like, actually, this team is pretty busy. So I explain all the work, and then they're like, okay, we're out. Yeah. And the team in Lima were like, I explained all the work, and they're like, we want to do it. So there we go. Yeah. So I always thank Pilar and Chevy down in Lima, Peru, for what they do. They live in Miraflores, and which I just learned. Finally, I learned. I'm working with people, and I'm like, oh, you live like 45 minutes outside Lima. Got it. But anyway, that was super unnecessary. No. All right, Bryan. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Thanks all.